Welcome back to Driven Gears Automotive. Today we'll be showing you guys the 2023 Subaru Impreza hatchback right here. So this is a base model. Everything is limited on the features. If you upgrade to the higher trim levels, you get more features. But since this is a base model, I'll show you all the features that it includes in the base model, and I'll show you everything in the interior, how headroom, leg space, all that stuff. So we'll show you all that right now here on Driven Gears Automotive. So anyway, this is my 2023 Subaru Impreza. Everything's limited on the base model. I got this for $22,000 since the Impreza is the cheapest car on the Subaru lineup. $22,000 if you get the base model hatchback. But if you want to get the lease is about 9% on the side of paying about around $270 a month if you buy it leased for 3 years. So I got this for a relatively good price because I was actually featuring to get a Crosstrek, but ended up getting an Impreza instead. But basically it's the same thing, but again, this is the same thing as a Crosstrek but much lower. It still has the same features, including the 2-liter Boxer 4 engine, which I'll show you guys in a sec. But yeah, this is the same features as a Crosstrek, but it's much cheaper. So if you guys want to get one, go to Subaru.com, wherever your area is, and you can actually pick up your Subaru Impreza or any car in that value just around your price range. So I highly recommend, getting this for an off-road vehicle. I mean, it's not an off-road vehicle, but as an adventure vehicle. But yeah, I'll show you guys all the quirks and features, all that good stuff here on Driven Gears Automotive with the 2023 Subaru Impreza. The first thing I want to show you before we pop over the hood is the front. So with the front, with the base model in Subaru Impreza, you do get the halogen light bulbs on the turn signal. With the light housing, you get the halogen. But if you upgrade to the higher trim levels, you get the LED incandescent turn signal lights. So you get the premium or the base, you do get the halogen. But if you go to the premium, to the sport mode, you get the LED lights. So over here to the front, they did refresh with the new chrome accents around the grille. You get the black grille, the Subaru emblem. But there's something I wish that Subaru has done with the base models and the lower trim levels, like the base model and the premium. I wish they actually took this part, this cone here. I want them to turn it into fog lamps, but if you upgrade to the higher trim level, you get the fog lamps at the bottom. But I wish it was a thing in the lower trim levels. I wish they kept the fog lamps here so they can make some good room right here instead of having these cones down here. But I wish they have it all trim level with the fog lamps and everything. Now actually I want to show you guys the hood. So come over here. So with the base model Subaru Impreza, you do get the power band of the 2-liter Boxer 4 engine, the FB20. It gets out 152 horsepower. Same thing as the Subaru Crosstrek's base model in the premium. You get the same engine configuration with the same horsepower, 152. Again, this is the same characteristics, the same counterparts as a Subaru Crosstrek, but it's much lower. So again, sorry it's a little loud. I might have to up my volume on here, but it's loud. But if you're driving it's much quieter because the interior is so insulated, but you still get the Subaru rumble that's included in there because the sound is so well insulated inside. Time is just running. Yeah, so for the Crosstrek, you get the same configuration of the engine and the same exact horsepower. And I do like the old school where they have the hood prop. It makes it a really good feature on that. Let's close her down. All right, so I'm gonna turn your view around to the interior. So right here, you do have your digital gauge clusters. with, so this is a 100-mile review on this car. 137 miles I put on this car. So over here you do have the 6.5-inch touchscreen, but if you upgrade to the higher trim levels, you get the 11.6-inch. So this is a 6.5-inch touchscreen with your infotainment center right here as well. Your screen over here with your how much fuel you have left, how many miles you have left, your temperature, and your clock. You do get these really cool dials on here. This is the base model. So you get radio, phone, apps, and all the stuff, but you can just go to the touchscreen. You can push this button, give you all these apps. So if you go to apps, you get Pandora, you get the Apple CarPlay, you get Maps, you get Android Auto. The Apple CarPlay only works when you charge your phone, so you probably have to download that, so I don't have that right now. Media, pretty much you can just scroll around with these tune dials. You can search for practically anything. I don't get like 80s on A or anything like that, or Sirius XM. If you upgrade to the higher trim levels, you do get these features, but if you go to the radio,
just,
you can
like keep raising that flag, bringing me this up with PS. Black Bart's Cave still there, hopefully.
Okay. Don't want to get copyrighted. Settings, you have driver profile, default, you have brightness adjustment on the display screen, you have the home screen, you have Android Auto, you can have sound control if you want to adjust where your sound is coming from. If you want to play music, you can just adjust to what angle each speaker contains, all the good stuff. So yeah, we can just, yeah, so if you want to have, yeah, sound, you do have EQ and sound position. So this is the screen I'm talking about. So if you want to have your sound coming out of one, and you can have your sound coming only out at this speaker right here, or if you want to do that, you can just do it at any speaker, but I usually just keep at the center. You have bass, mid, and treble when you're playing your music. I have at 5+, 3, and 2+. That's all that. Add shortcuts. You have media, phone, apps, and settings to your shortcuts. And you have the phone button, which is what these two buttons for. You can talk here, and you just press that phone button, and you can get to your contacts. This is the toggles. If you press the info button, and you just press these toggles, it'll give you some information about over here how much your average gas mileage. You can have all of that. So if you just press info, yeah, I mean, you can just press the info button, and that's kind of what sets your, you know, different settings on here. And same thing with here, you can also press these. It can tell you your tire pressure, your digital speedometer, which I do love the digital speedometer, but the doors open. So you can just switch over here. Your gas mileage is right now, it's not, it's like idling. So I'm getting bad gas miles. So I have 130 miles left on this tank, which I'm close to halfway. So this is a 2836 mpg. Your tire pressure, it's not on right now because it's not rolling down the road right now. Your digital speedometer, which everybody does like, but this is all the settings that you do have on this gauge cluster. Well, I'm gonna go flip over to the back. Before I do that, so I do want to talk about the transmission. This is a continuously variable transmission, the CVT transmission, but it's a normal automatic as well. You do have the manual shift override button. If your car gets out of gear, obviously you can take this off, stick a little screwdriver in there, you can actually press it down and you can change the shifter gear to wherever you want. If the gear slipped out of place, you just put it back in gear. Climate control also, if you want to have AC, you just turn this up first. This also turns on and you get really nice cool air that comes out of the car, which is really cool. Also, your defrost settings, you just flip this open, press this button when it's cold, but I'm going to turn this off for now, and it automatically shuts off. So that's what's really cool about the car. You don't have to push this button, you can just turn this dial on, it automatically sets it for you, or you just want to just change your temperature. But again, I'm going to talk to you guys about the back. I'm in the back of the Subaru Impreza right now. Show you guys the passenger side. So pretty much decent headroom as well. So I'm about 5'7". And I do have about a couple more inches until I reach the roof of the vehicle. So I'm 5'7", and I have really good room between me, my knees, into the seat. So I have about, let's say, 1.5 feet away from it, because I do have my seats kind of pushed back because I'm 5'7". I'm not that tall. So yeah, I do have decent room, as well as the other side where I do also have inches shorter on the seat, because I have the seat kind of pushed in forward towards me compared to my driver's side. So I do have like about a foot. I have a couple inches shorter than that on the front passenger side. This is because where your seats are positioned. I'm 5'7", so yeah. So I do have a few more inches left to the roof, and then have really good knee room between me and the seat and my contacts. So that's really good. Yeah, so you do have your automatic controls for the windows and your automatic locking sequences. So when you're starting your car, you push the shifter, it automatically locks for you, which most modern cars do all have that. They've been using that since forever. With the console, you do not, and the base model, you do not have like these charger ports or your heat controls. Since this is a base model, this does not have the X mode or the heated seats as the cross-truck with the higher trim levels as well. But this is a base model. If you want to upgrade to the higher trim level, it just, really depends on how much, you can afford. But I can only afford is the base model, which I don't have the standard features like the climate control with the heated seats and all this stuff, or the these upgraded consoles with the, the 12-volt charger ports, which I don't have that, but I only get the charger ports like in the center console, all that stuff. And I do have a charge port in the front, which is actually really cool. But again, so I have to put like a little adapter for the cigarette lighter. I can just put that in there, charge my phone, all that good stuff. But that's only I'm limited to. This doesn't have heated climate controls. These are just pure cloth seats. But I do want to show you guys the trunk, since this is a subcompact crossover. What about tailgating? So if you want to like go camping or go tailgating, kind of just sit in the back of the trunk, you also do get decent enough space in the trunk for the groceries or tailgating. But I do love like this light in here, which is actually a really good touch. Like if you want to go night camping or just sit in the back of your car just fishing or something, yeah, you just turn this on. Yeah, you can always do that. But also with the thing, you can also get more room if you just fold these seats down. You have the 60-40 split on all of them. So, yep, 60 and 40. So you have more room to put like a sleeping bag or your coolers for a picnic. Yeah, you have that 60-40 split for more groceries as well, like with lumber or anything like that. Which I do love about the subcompact crossovers, you do have more room if you just put down the seats and all that stuff. So 60-40. So I do love everything about the Subaru Crosstrek. If you guys want to check out the 5 things I love about the Subaru Impreza, check out the previous video in the link in the description to go watch it. It's a really good vehicle. I give this car about a 9.5 out of 10. Just I wish that there was more features in the vehicle with the fog lamps and everything. But again, this is the base model. I mean, if I can afford the higher trim levels, if I have this for about 3 years, I have this at least for 3 years. So if I decide in 3 years if I want to upgrade the trim level, I will. But it's just something I can afford. So, it's a really good affordable car. It's the cheapest vehicle in the Subaru lineup, the $22,000, the Subaru Impreza, which makes it the cheapest vehicle in the Subaru lineup. So I highly recommend, if you can afford something like this, it is a really good price range. But also leasing is also very cheap. 9% down on the lease. I mean, depends, since car prices are very expensive. I mean, that can all change in the next 3 years. So I do have this for a decent price of just 9%. I was supposed to get the Crosstrek, but I couldn't really afford like that 13% kind of just, to make that monthly payment, because monthly payments on that 13% are much higher than what I got for this. Again, this is only about 8 or 9% down, so I can afford it. Actually, $275 a month, and I do have the auto pay for that. But yeah, I really love the vehicle, but you know, the next 3 years, if I decide to keep it, I might do some mods to that, but not like engine related mods. I might do like suspension mods, kind of lift this about a hair higher. I do have some accessories coming for the vehicle, as well, like new mats for the trunk. I do have other stuff I want to do for this car. I do want some adventure time in this car sometime, you know, just when I'm off of work or something, or have more freedom during the summer. I do want to have this as an adventure car, you know. But yeah, so for next 3 years, I do want to decide to keep it or upgrade to the trim level. But if I decide to keep it, again, I might do some mods with the suspension and, you know, some other good stuff here. So I'm not going to do like any engine related stuff. I'm just going to do like suspension, interior kind of amenities and all that stuff. I've put like a you know, a steering wheel cover, since the steering wheel is plastic and all that good stuff. For the base model, I might put a steering wheel cover or some floor mats and all that good stuff. I do want to do some modding in here, but again, that's what it is, you know. Yeah, again, suspension about an inch higher, because I do not like when it scrapes down to the embankment of the driveway, which I do not like. But I might just keep it right there where it's supposed to be, but just, yeah. But yeah, that is my 2023 Subaru Impreza hatchback review. First 100 miles on the vehicle. Yeah, just giving you guys a review, but I might do one of these reviews when it gets to about a year or something. But yeah, if you guys want to stay tuned for some more adventures on this vehicle, I can't wait to show you guys what I'm going to probably do for the vehicle. Film its first oil change, film its first, you know, gas station adventure. You know, when it runs out of fuel, I'll, you know, have its first gas fill up. So it'll be cool to do its first, but it's really at its first 100 miles on this vehicle. It takes me working back. So yeah, some more adventures. Stay tuned, and we'll see you guys in the next video on Driven Gears Automotive. Subscribe if you guys are brand new for more Subaru related content and more Subaru podcast or other car related podcasts. If you guys are new, subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We're at 806 subscribers right now. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for all that support, and you guys have a good one, and we'll see you guys next video. Bye.